Hello, KB. Welcome to our story that we get to read together. I'm excited for this one because we get to practice a lot with that short E sound, eh. And we've been practicing that a lot in our classroom at school. Now, we've got a story today about two bears. And the title of our story is actually their names. There's one name here, one here, with the sight word and in the middle. So listen to me fingerspell the first bear's name. His name is Ed. Ed. You can hear that sound at the beginning of his name. Can you say Ed? Good. Ed and listen to me fingerspell the other bear's name. Ed. Ned. So their names are Ed and Ned. Okay, now when we go through this story today, we are definitely going to use your finger to point at the words you're reading, look for sight words, and we're going to see a lot of words that we're going to finger spell once and then try to remember if we see them again. And I'll help you with this. It'll be good practice for us. And if we look at our first sentence here, you can see that Ed's name is the first word, and in the second sentence, Ned's name. So the first sentence is about Ed, the second sentence is about Ned. So let's start right here. Put your finger where my arrow is. And we already know his name, so we can read Ed is, let's finger spell this one. Put your thumb up. N, A, T, not. A, and let's finger spell this word. Pet. Pet. So if we read the whole sentence together, let's do it at the same time. Ready? Go. Ed is not a pet. Good. Ed is not a pet. Now, if we go to the second sentence, all the words are the same except for the first one. So we're changing Ed to Ned. And since we already figured out all these words, we should be able to read this sentence straight through. So let's try it. Put your finger where my arrow is and go. Ned is not a pet. Can you try that all by yourself? Go ahead. Good. Ned is not a pet. Okay, let's turn the page here. So we see Ed and Ned climbing the tree. So this page right here is all about Ned. I see his name a bunch of times. I see some sight words and a word that we see 3 times in a row that we can fingerspell. So let's start right here. I want you to try to read with me. Ready? Go. Ned is, and let's fingerspell this little word, up, 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 up. Let's do that again without stopping to fingerspell. Ready? Go. Ned is up, up, up. Good job. Let's go down here. I see the same little sentence 2 times in a row with a sight word and Ned's name. We should be able to read through this one straight through. Ready? Go. See Ned, see Ned. Good job. Let's move on to our next page. We see their names. We just have to make sure we're saying the right name with a word we can fingerspell once in the middle. Let's remember this name is Ed. Say Ed. Let's fingerspell this word. Thumb up. Ready? Go. Et. Met. Ned. This says Ed met Ned. If we go down to the next sentence, they just switch the spots of their names. Let's try to read this one straight through. Ned met Ed. Good job. Okay, look, the bears now are sipping the water, and we see this word sip, which is a word we practiced a lot at school, 3 times in a row in each sentence. So on this page, I think we'll be able to read straight through. We'll do it once together, and then you can do it once on your own. Ready? Let's put your finger right here. And go. Ed can sip, sip, sip. Will you try that first sentence on this page by yourself? Go ahead. Good. Now, when we go down here to the sentence below it, all they did was switch their names again. So let's read this one together. Ned can sip, sip, sip. Can you try that sentence by yourself? Very good job. Okay, this page has 2 questions, and we can tell because we see question marks at the end. They start the same way, a few sight words, and then this is the word. Let's fingerspell this word so we can remember it when we get there. This is hot, hot, and this word down here is wet, wet. So we can remember hot is at the end of the first sentence and wet is at the end of the second sentence. Let's start with the first sentence on top. Put your finger where my arrow is and let's try to read it straight through. Are Ed and Ned hot? Try that all by yourself. Go ahead. Good. Are Ed and Ned hot? And remember, wet is at the end of the second sentence. Let's try the second sentence out. Ready? Go. Are Ed and Ned wet? Will you try that one all by yourself? Great job. Okay, we only have 2 more pages to read together. Now, we see a page about Ed and then a page about Ned. And we see in each sentence their name, a sight word, and then a word that's 3 times in a row. And they each get their own word to show what they're doing in the picture. This word for Ed is hop, hop. And this word for Ned is nap, nap. So we want to see if we can read each sentence straight through and remember the word for each bear. So let's start with the page about Ed. Put your finger right here and we'll read it once together and then you can do it once by yourself. Okay? And let's read now. Ed can hop, hop, hop. Will you try that all by yourself? Go ahead. Perfect job. Ed can hop, hop, hop. I love it. That's good reading. Now we're on the last page. Let's remember the word nap went with Ned. So let's see if we can read this sentence once together, and then you can try it once on your own. Ready, set, go. Ned can nap, nap, nap. Great job. For the last time, let's just have you read it by yourself. Go ahead. Awesome job. Ned can nap, nap, nap. KB, we did a great job reading this story, Ed and Ned. We had some good practice with fingerspelling words that had our new short vowel sound, eh, for the letter E. And I loved how you were reading some sentences straight through without stopping with me. Okay, that was awesome. And we will practice more when we get back to school. Thanks, KB.